Hello, everybody. So, this is February's Universal Yums box. I just got it yesterday, so I decided I'd do my video today. I already cut it open like I always do, but, oops, other side. but, uh, but I haven't opened it yet, so let's see what we got. France. Okay. France is one of my favorite places in the world. It just has such a wild history, and it is not always on the right side of history, I'll say that much. But I do love the spirit of the French people, the way they fight against their own government when injustices are brought against them. I really wish that more Americans would take a page out of their book, and just light shit on fire when our government's doing things like, I don't know, funding a genocide. I'm sorry, I don't want to make this political, but anyways, so yeah, so France. Okay, so what do we got here? Oh, I've had these before. These are really good, really good. Okay, so let's go to the booklet, see what it says. Okay, so these are Brett's. They're goat cheese and espelette chili. I'm probably saying that really wrong. Potato chips. Cheesy chips with a hint of heat. Would you believe us if we said these chips double as Christmas decorations? I actually kind of would, yeah. Long before the poinsettia became synonymous with holiday spirit, French homes would be decorated with bright green, red, and yellow peppers. While the edible decorations went out of style in the 1900s, folks in France's Basque region still go out of their way to celebrate the espelette pepper by way of food, festivals, and yes, decorations. But let's not forget our favorite way to celebrate this super smoky pepper in this delightfully savory potato chip. These are pretty good. I wouldn't say they're spicy, but they're good. And that's big coming from me because everything is spicy. Except pepper. Pepper's not spicy. Alright. These are, pure butter sablés. I love sablés. The butter biscuits that have made the French swoon since 1888. The guillotine also makes them swoon, but, yeah. Let's see. Freeze. Before you try this famous French shortbread, you should know the main ingredient is sand. We know, let us explain. Sablés are centuries-old cookies made by rubbing cold butter into flour and sugar to form tiny particles of dough. Given the dough's striking resemblance to sand, these golden breadcrumbs came to be called sablé, the French word for sand. So yes, these delectable cookies are made with sand, but not the beaches of the French Riviera kind, the very buttery and very edible kind. Now, if you're wondering if it's time to try them for yourself, our answer is yes. I've had sablé cookies before. I've never tried this particular brand straight out of France, but I am eager to try it. Next, what do we have? We have a mini roll. A raspberry roll cake. Oh, okay. Chocolate and raspberry, Mom, that's your favorite. I will eat it in your honor, I guess. Stop. Stop telling me to stop. Before you bite into this cake, smell it. I mean, doesn't everybody smell something before they eat it usually? Just like juicy raspberries, right? While you might consider anything resembling cake firmly in the dessert category, this particular confection is a little bit different once you get to France. Fluffy raspberry roll cake like this is typically eaten not as dessert, but for breakfast. See, I love their food culture too. I really do. And to that we say, stop and think about saving this cake for tomorrow morning instead. Or just ignore tradition and eat it now. Because really, how could anyone resist? It's a fair point. Strawberry chews. I've gotten these in a couple different boxes. Usually like a holiday theme or like last year's Valentine's one. And I am obsessed with these things. Like, they're dangerously good. Dangerously good. But you definitely need really good teeth, and I don't have the best teeth, but I've got good enough teeth to eat those. Love strawberries? Yes. You have France to thank. French royals were were the first to farm the fruit back in the 14th century, with King Charles V boasting 1,200 strawberry plants in his garden. Then in the late 18th century, it was also France that crossbred two New World strains, the Virginia strawberry and the Chilean white strawberry, to create the modern strawberry the whole world knows and loves today. But don't say merci just yet. We've got one more French strawberry innovation to be thankful for, this yum. This sweet, chewy, and positively delightful strawberry is truly the pinnacle of progress. I wouldn't say pinnacle, but it is really delicious. And then we have I love their truffles. I've had these too in past ones. I don't think I've tried this particular flavor though. So these are chocolate chip cookie truffles. And there it says, when Marie Antoinette married Louis XV in 1770, she moved her entire life from Vienna to the Palace of Versailles, including her personal chocolate maker, who was given the new title Chocolate Maker to the Queen. He got a promotion. Knowing this, it might not be surprising that Marie was famous for having sweets first thing in the morning with breakfast, featuring cups of rich hot chocolate and tons of cookies. We're not saying you should eat these melt in your mouth truffles for breakfast, but we're also not saying that. Quick side note here. I know a lot of people, when they hear the name Marie Antoinette, they think of that line, let them eat cake. I would like it to please be remembered by everybody who watches this, which is like my mom. She never said that. And Marie Antoinette did not say that. I believe it was an uncle. It was a relative of hers that said it. It was not Marie Antoinette. Marie Antoinette actually, if you actually read her life story and the historical records and stuff, she actually wasn't as tone deaf or in a bubble as people, would later say she was. She is, in my opinion, another female victim of male perspective history, where a man said something truly awful. It was pinned on her, and she is the one who paid the price for it in the end. And it was used to besmirch her. It's much like with Cleopatra, the way history paints her as a seductress, and she brought down Rome because she brought down Caesar and all this other stuff. And it just is absolutely not true. Both of them were very accomplished women, very intelligent, very passionate about their people, very giving and understanding. Now, I'm not going to sit here and act like Marie Antoinette and Cleopatra ever really understood the plight of the people that they governed, in the sense that they could put themselves in the shoes of their people and say, I know what it's like to be in poverty. I'm not going to say that because they couldn't, but they did at least care enough to listen to the people and try their best to provide for them. I would say Cleopatra succeeded more in that than Marie Antoinette, but Marie Antoinette's powers were much more limited than Cleopatra's. But Marie Antoinette was known for charity and giving and stuff like that. So, do I think she deserved to be beheaded? No, I don't think she did. Her husband, yeah, definitely. And most of the other people, the French used the guillotine on. But Marie Antoinette, probably not. But again, she never said let them eat cake. It drives me nuts when people say that, because she absolutely did not say it. So please stop blaming the woman. It wasn't a woman that said it. It was a man. And I wish I could remember his name and who he was. I know he was a relative of hers. That's all I know. Or all I can remember off the top of my head. But anyways. Yeah. Okay. So. Ooh. Oh my god. These are going to be good. So these are Fleur de Sel caramels. France's famous Fleur de Sel meets buttery sweetness. Salted caramel is so popular, you might think it's been around forever, but in reality, humans figured out space travel before they figured out this now iconic flavor. It was only in 1977 that confectioner Henry Leroux debuted the first salted caramel, made with Brittany's famous sea salted butter. By 1980, it was voted the country's best candy, and by 2008, it had gone global, with Haagen-Dazs and Starbucks debuting salted caramel products. With this yum, you'll understand why this French flavor has stuck around quite literally. Okay, so fleur de sel it's a salt. It's a type of salt. It's sea salt. It's not overly processed. It's very light. It's flaky. It's great in baking, and that's usually where you would want to use it, is in baking. I grew up with caramel. Like it's pretty much been a staple of my life as long as I can remember. And I was shocked in culinary school when I found out that it wasn't really a global sensation until after the new millennium hit for us. And so, like, for me, I was like, wait a minute, I could swear I was having caramel when I was a kid, but I wasn't. So yeah, caramel is definitely one of my favorite treats. Probably one of the best inventions from France. And that is saying something. But yeah. And then lastly, oh my God, yes. I was hoping popcorn truffles. Okay. I know it probably sounds really weird. Trust me, these are delicious. If you go to Universal Yum's website, or you can go to the company that makes these, you can see their name better on this. You can find a way to buy these. They're delicious. I mean, absolutely delicious. They're so chocolatey. There's a piece of popcorn in there, and it's just, it's the best. Okay, so I'm going to read the thing now. According to legend, this yum came about by accident. In 1920s Paris, confectioner Auguste Escoffier was making a pastry cream when he accidentally poured hot cream into the wrong bowl, a bowl filled with chocolate. Rather than bidding the melty chocolate adieu, he experimented. He rolled the paste ganache into balls and coated them in cocoa powder. The result, a luxurious chocolate ball that looks a whole lot like France's mushroom truffles, hence the name. We can't think of a more decadent accident. And yeah, these have bits of popcorn in them, and it's so good. Like, so good. Oh my God. Okay, so some famous things about France. You've got the Provence lavender fields, one of the biggest fields of lavender in the world. Claude Monet, famous painter. He mostly painted water lilies. And then the Tour de France, which is the bike. Is it a marathon or? Oh, it's just a bike race. It spans 2,200 miles and lasts 21 days. Insane, right? I don't think I could do it. What do they got for? The recipe is making chocolate truffles. I already know how to make truffles. I make them, haven't made them lately, but I do love them a lot. So, okay, so that's the France box. Absolutely delicious. A lot of sweets, which is not shocking to me at all. The French love their pastries and their chocolates. I obsess about France. I mean, if you want to hear me info dump about something, France is probably one of the best things to hear me info dump about, because I love France. I will even go on for hours about Napoleon Bonaparte. I almost said dynamite. I'll do that too. I love that movie. I absolutely love Napoleon Bonaparte, but I don't want you to take that as I think he was a good person. He was not a good person. He was not a good person. He did good things. He led to some great inventions, like canning. The process of canning was invented because of Napoleon investing in finding a way to better feed his troops while they were out fighting his stupid wars. But the reason I love Napoleon is because I use love because I love to talk about him. He was not somebody to idolize. I don't think he definitely didn't deserve a biopic about him. And he definitely didn't come from nothing. He was from wealth. I wouldn't say his family in the beginning was disgustingly rich, but they were wealthy. They were not poor. They were not dirt poor people. So yeah, he didn't come from nothing. He came from something. But he was just a prime example of toxic masculinity and just how pathetic a man can become when they let toxic masculinity become their whole personality. And I think a lot of people see that, especially on dating sites these days. I see so many posts from women being like, oh, this is the first message from this guy. And it's just like a laundry list of demands of things that they want from her. And like, it's like, dude, why? Like, what? Why do I have to do all this shit? Like, what are you bringing to the table? Like, this is our first conversation. And you're telling me I have to lose 20 pounds. You're telling me I have to wear less makeup. Like, bruh, no. Okay. But I could talk for hours about this. But basically, like, he was a simp for his own wife. I don't like that word simp. I think it's pretty dumb word. And the kind of people that use it in a serious fashion are the worst. But it in a way, it does kind of apply. He was more into his wife than she was into him. Let's just say that. And if you've ever had a chance to read manuscripts of the letters that they sent back and forth, I highly recommend you do it. He was, yeah. She was just not that into it. So, yeah, I really feel for women back in the day who had to marry somebody they didn't know, and just like, women were props. We were objects for political uses and stuff like that. And I'm not saying that that's changed much. It really hasn't. But I'm glad I was born in a time when I had a choice, you know, for the most part. So like, yeah. But anyways, thank you for watching. Even if it is just my mom. At least somebody is watching. But yeah. I think I'm actually going to do more videos from time to time. Maybe talk about some more serious stuff. I don't know. I've been catching up on a lot of YouTube videos lately of people that I've subscribed to that I kind of fell behind on watching their stuff the last couple years. So right now I'm working on Bailey Sarian, and I absolutely fucking love her. If you don't watch her stuff, I highly recommend her. She does murder mystery makeup videos on Mondays. That's when she talks about different serial killers and unsolved cases, missing people, stuff like that. She has done videos on more famous serial killers, like, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer, John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy, things like that. But I really prefer to watch, I watch all her videos, but like, I really prefer to watch the ones that are more obscure, like somebody I've never heard of before. And some of these stories are wild, but and I absolutely love it because she sits there and she does her makeup and she talks, and just hearing her talk is one of my favorite things in the world. She has a great voice, and I love her facial expressions, and when she mispronounces stuff and laughs at herself, she's a trip. So go check her out. Name's Bailey Sarian, Sairan. And yeah, she's got a great YouTube channel. She also does Dark History. I can't remember what day of the week that comes out on. It's relatively new, so I'm still kind of learning. But she basically talks about historical facts and stuff, because history isn't pretty. It's not. But as she says, it's ours, and so we own it. And it's good. It's good to know these things and learn these things, because you're not going to learn most of the stuff in school, because, you know, it's all watered down or just flat out lies. So she does the hard work for you, and I appreciate her for that. So, but yeah, anyways, if anybody is actually watching this, and that includes you too, Mom. Hi, Mom. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any ideas you have for stuff I could do other than just these delicious treat boxes. I'm thinking about getting back into makeup here soon, but I don't want to just copy what Bailey's doing. So I want to do something different. I don't know. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you sooner than next month, hopefully. But if not, I'll see you next month. Bye.